Daima episode 4 is here, everybody. Last episode, Glorio, Goku, and Supreme Kai have reached the Demon Realm. They have their destination. They stayed at a hotel, got some food, got into a little scuffle at a diner across the street, and the next morning, Glorio's ship was gone. And so now they're stranded and they don't have a plane anymore. As they're continuing on foot, Goku suggests that they should just fly the rest of the way, but Glorio he insists that it's too tiring because the air is still way too heavy. Which honestly, it just works the same as gravity. So when they say the air is heavy, it's just think of it as gravity. That's pretty much what it does. What it is, it has the same exact effect of increased gravity. So Goku he jumps up and starts testing it out a little more, and he realizes that his punches and his kicks are being weighed down. And so they decide that it would just be better to preserve stamina just by walking. So they reach a large fissure with the Sea of Darkness is below, and they decide to fly over it. So they're flying over it really slowly, and they're about midway when like something just wakes up underneath them. And I kind of wondered this after last episode when they first get there. When Goku he's chasing like a little animal and it jumps into the Sea of Darkness, even though Glorio states it would just kill anybody and anything that goes inside. But it seems that there are some creatures that can live inside of it, so pretty interesting. So, anyways, this it's like a big old. It's kind of shaped like a tadpole, but it's like a big wyvern, and it just shoots out and attacks them. And so right here we get to see some really pretty animation and really cool combat from Glorio. So Glorio he jumps in, he rushes this thing, he just flies right after it, um, and he just smokes this thing. Like everything that Glorio has fought so far, even though they're just little things, like little drunk, like bunch of troublemakers at the diner, and now this little wyvern and stuff that was attacking them, even though it's bigger and stronger than they were. He's just smooth. He's really smooth with his fighting, and he gives the impression that he's actually like extremely well trained, and Goku even realizes this. So he takes out the wyvern, knocks it back into the Sea of Darkness, and Goku, Goku, he kind of makes not rag on him, but he just kind of pokes at Supreme Kai a little bit unknowingly. He's just like, "Hey, you're actually you're stronger than Supreme Kai, I think." And Supreme Kai is just all bashful. He's like, "I'm a pretty good fighter too." But anyways, Gloria, he's no joke. He's gonna be something serious, I think. So they continue to travel, and Goku he suddenly stops. He's just like something's about to attack, and one of those like a large demon like just breaks over this like giant like rock formation and attacks them. It's one of those things that's kind of like an ogre we saw. I think it was like a week or two ago. I think we saw there was like some stuff released, just some art, and we got to see some of these creatures. But it's one of those like giant ogre things, and Goku he Goku just he works it. He hits this thing one time with a kick and just knocks it straight out. Um, so Glorio, he looks at Goku. He's really surprised by this. He's like, "How did you know that thing was there? And how did you know it was gonna attack and stuff?" And Goku, he tells him, he's like, "Oh, I could just sense his key. I could sense its key." And Glorio, he's confused by this. He doesn't know what that is. And so they explain it. They're like, it's like this unseeable energy. And so I'm really curious because it seems that Glorio, and I don't know if this just means just him or maybe just some people in the demon world or demon realm, they might not have the same understanding or knowledge on the concept of ki that exists. So I'm really interested, and I'm wondering if maybe they have a different energy sources as well in the demon world. But we'll see. But it's really interesting. So they arrive at this little shop. It's kind of cool. The structure, it's really cool. I love this. It has a lot of charm. This shop, it's like a giant tea kettle, and so instead of the chimney, it has like the spout, and it's just shooting off smoke. It's really cool. It's beautiful design by Toriyama. So he goes in. They meet one of the shop owners, and she gives him some food. Goku has like this giant like a fried chameleon like type creature, and so he just eats it, gets his drink, and they just get some food and water. Um, Glorio, he asks the lady since they're shopkeepers. He's like, "Hey, we're in need of a plane. Do you have anything like that?" And so calls out her husband. Um, he comes out and he's the guy we kind of saw like in the trailer. He's the he's the blue dude. He has a big beard and like that vibrant purple like cloak. And I had it. My theory when I first saw him, I was thinking he was going to be like a kind of like Mr. Satan, like this big showman or something, or like a some sort of con man. But he's just a shopkeeper. He's just a shopkeeper. He's just really jovial. Just trying to make a living, so he's just a big showman. And so he comes out, um, and he offers Glorio. He's like, I don't have a plane you're looking for, but we do have a sky seed. And so this is the first time we've ever heard of this. And so Glorio, like he did last episode with the with like the manager at that hotel, he haggles him. Glorio's a haggler. He's every time it's come to money, he's just like he's gotten his way to get people to lower the prices. And so he gets him to lower the price, and the guy offers them what's called a sky seed. In another part of the store, Goku and Supreme Kai are looking around and they come across like these big bags and they're just full of like these just like colored, they look like just colored beads. Like each one's just like a blue one, a green one, a yellow one, a golden one, like a turquoise one and stuff. But anyways, um so we get something really cool here. So these bags they're like insects. They're like little like crystallized insects kind of, and there's multiple types of these things and they all do different things. And so the shopkeeper, the wife, she just kind of breaks them all down. She's like, oh well, I'll just tell you what they are. So we got these ones, they're called revive bugs. They restore your stamina just like senzu beans, and which Goku even mentions. And there's another one, they're called aichi bugs. They're used to treat burns. Zutsu bugs treat headaches, and beautiful bugs. This I have a funny thing theory about what this might be used for later. But beautiful bugs, and they're used to make your skin really smooth. And I have a feeling that Bulma is gonna come across these at some point. And then the fifth type are called join bugs. Join, like combine, which basically allow two people to fuse together and give them an increase in power. So at some point, we are absolutely going to get fusion. Whether Goku does it, Goku and Vegeta, Goku and Glorio maybe. Um, but Supreme Kai and Kibito are also there. They could also fuse again, which, you know, if you know the timeline, at some point it's going to have to happen before the Universe 6 tournament. Um, so yeah, it's really interesting. They have these bugs and they do all these things. So they have like basically like Demon Realm Senzu beans. They have a way to fuse. And so I'm really curious if it's going to be like a new fusion that we haven't seen before, if these bugs offer like a different kind of method. And so we could get a whole new fusion, which could be really cool. So Goku, he convinces Glorio to buy some of each of them. And so the old man, the showman, so they go outside, he leads them, a little bit of ways, and puts on this little performance for them, introduces them kind of like at a carnival and stuff. He's like, hey, welcome everybody, come on in and see the sky seed and stuff. And his wife, she she's like towing like this cart. It was kind of what it looks like, and it's like a giant catapult. And so she pulls this thing up, and it has the sky seed on it, and it's literally just that. It looks like a giant seed. Like, have you ever seen like those seeds? I'm sure you have. If you had a childhood at some point and have ever been around flowers, you probably came across dandelions. And when they die, they turn into like the fluffy little clouds that you can blow and all those seeds fly away. It's like those. Or even Bug's Life, like when he hops on that seed and flies across the canyon. But anyways, it's like one of those, and so it's just like connected to this catapult, and it's big enough to sit three people on it. And so they hop aboard, and they do a little countdown, and it just flings them, just launches them. They're just flying up through the air into the sky, and are just soaring like a bird. It's really cool because it reminds me of Cow Pie Pie. or Mercenary Tao or General Tao, however you remember him. You know how he would like use those like columns like in a building, he would just like rip like when he just breaks off a column for like a doorway or something, and then he just throws it like hundreds of miles and he just jumps on top of it and rides it to his destination. It's kind of like that. It's kind of what it reminded me of, and it might have been a callback to that. Um, but we don't know. But anyways, so they're riding this thing and it's just going and Goku's just having the time of his life. Um, and eventually it loses its momentum and comes crashing down, and so they'd decide they have to jump off and fly, to avoid the Sea of Darkness and stuff. And according to Glorio, they're now just a few hours away from the king of the third demon world. And so we're getting closer. I know, you know, at the beginning of a series like this, it can seem a little slow, but you have to have the build up. You have to get to like, we're introduced to a whole new, literal, like, universal size realm with different worlds, all these new characters, everything going on in the background. It has, how would you describe it? There's just things going on there that we have to be filled in on. Otherwise, you get thrown in, and if they just rush to something, you're like, oh, well, I wish they would have delved into it more. I wish we would have gotten more information on like the environment or the people and stuff like that. And that's what they're doing. It just takes a little time. So if you have been getting a little impatient, I understand, because we want to see the cool stuff and all the fun action and all that. Get to the king and see all of that stuff. But you got to enjoy that slow build because it pays off. It always pays off. Um, so anyways, uh, it's really interesting. So they, this is the second time actually since they were at the store or at that shop. They kind of tease or yeah, kind of tease that Supreme Kai has some sort of fear of bugs. He did it with the candies. He's just like, ugh, I don't like bugs. And so I'm a little curious on if that's a small little teaser for something coming up. Maybe they'll come across some sort of insect enemy or a giant bug monster, and maybe he's gonna have to fight it. So who knows? Who knows what could happen? It's crazy. The demon world's crazy. There's all kinds of stuff there, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. So Goku, he asks Glorio about the Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm. Before they had left, Piccolo had mentioned them, and so he asks, just kind of explain them a little bit. So Glorio, he tells him about the Tamagamis, and that each one, so there's three Tamagamis, three Demon Worlds. One Tamagami is guarding a Dragon Ball on each of the three Demon Worlds. So, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, one world, two world, three world. Um, and so he just talks about them and that they're just used to protect it. He can't think of a time where anybody has used the Dragon Balls, which just kind of reaffirms that it really has been a long time that since somebody has ever used them. And so as he explains this, Goku, as we all know and love him, he hears, about how strong these Tamagami are, and he gets excited. He's like, "Oh, I want to fight them," and so, but he also wants to get the Dragon Balls. He's like, "If we go and get the fight these Tamagami, we can get the Dragon Balls and turn ourselves back into grown-ups and stuff." And Glorio, he's hesitant. He's like, "No, no, we don't want to do that." But as Goku explains it, um, Glorio just thinks for a bit, and then he just suddenly he just switches his mind. He's like, you know what? That would be good to pursue. It would be good to pursue the Dragon Balls, and rescue your friend. Because who knows what would happen, if he was killed or just gone suddenly. What would happen to your Dragon Balls? And so he says this, and Goku's like, sweet, let's get going. He walks off, and Supreme Kai. This is the second time uh when Glorio like had this sudden change, and Supreme Kai even calls this out. He's like, "What? You're suddenly changing? Now you're for the idea of going and collecting them?" And he just stares at Glorio for a minute, and you can just tell he's thinking something. He's very suspicious of Glorio, um, and what his true motivations might be. So they come across this village, and all of the people are gathered in the center. They're all gathered up, and From the trailer, all remember those guys we saw in like those uniforms with like the black and red symbols. It's the same outfit that Toriyama's Tori bought, like in his, comments and stuff. It's the same outfit he was wearing. So all these people are gathered, and we find out, well, firstly, that these people, this group of soldiers or whatever, they're called the Gendarmerie. They're the Supreme Demon King's military police, and so Goma's personal, you know, soldiers that he uses to, carry out his will. And it's pretty funny. We find out here that Goma, it hasn't even been a day, I don't think. No, it's been a day. It has been a day. They're on the second day because Goku and them slept last episode. Um, Goma has already raised the taxes on his people. And so here, these people, instead of paying 2 coins, they now have to pay 3 coins. So these people are here to, he raised the taxes, and these people are here to collect. So for those who can't pay, they would lose years of their lives, and they have like this strange machine there. It kind of looks like a lava lamp and like connected to a vacuum. And so person comes up, he pays his tax, he had enough, and he just walks off. He's fine. The next guy comes up, and he's like, I don't have enough. This is all I have. And so they hook him up to this machine. It's like it just kind of wraps around their neck, and it just sucks like this goo out of them, like this blue goo, just like a lava lamp. It just comes out, it's collected in this machine, and he walks off. And they just sucked like the life out of these people, literally. Pause. But they can literally just like steal people's lifespan. And so, Goku and them are watching, and Goku, he doesn't like this. He sees it, and it kind of goes into that thing where people, like debate whether or not Goku's a hero and stuff. And he is. He's absolutely a hero. He's 100% a hero. He does heroic deeds. He's made heroic and selfless sacrifices numerous and numerous times. But so he sees this and he's getting mad, and he jumps in. He's like, "Hey!" But as he did that, somebody else jumped in as well, and it's the masked Majin. If any of you had seen the, previous promo material and stuff, you know about her. She's the girl with the mask on. We've seen her face now. We know what she looks like. We know her name is Pansy. Um, but anyways, so she jumps in and she's like, "Hey," and it's kind of like a vigilante kind of move, and she pulls out like a hand bomb, looks like a little grenade, and she like calls it a wasabi bomb. She throws it at the at the soldiers, and it doesn't do anything. It's like a dud. It just kind of piffs, just goes poof, and just fizzles out. And but she runs off, and the guards start chasing her, and it's kind of like she did it on purpose just to get him away from the people, so she could start picking him off. And we see that he catches up to her, grabs her by the her collar. She turns around and like whips out like this little device and just fries this dude with like a taser. and um so she's doing this, and Goku, he steps in finally. He's like, all right, it's going down now. And so Goku jumps in and he whips out his power pole and he rushes these guys, and it's such a smooth sequence. Like he just swings his power pole and you can just see it like in motion, just gliding over the ground, and he just takes out like 15 guys like in once. And Goku, he bodies them. Like there's like by the end of this, like when he jumps in front of Pansy, like she starts to get outnumbered, and Goku jumps between them, tells her to run off, and he just takes the rest of them out, and then all of a sudden nobody's left, and except for like the leader and stuff, and he's like, "Who are you?" And Goku, Glorio, and Supreme Kai run off, and yeah, no, they run off. Everything's gone. They bail, and so they escape, and then Goku, Glorio, and Supreme Kai, they're off, and they're like, "Well, great, Goku, now you're a fugitive." And so, but Goku doesn't care. He's not about that. He's not concerned about that kind of stuff. He sees something wrong that's going on, and he instinctually acts on it. He just has this ability to say, "Hey, what I'm looking at right now is not right. I'm gonna stop it." And he even asks, like, "Do you want me to whoop them? Do you want me to beat these guys down and give them a beating?" And he's just funny. And so they meet up outside of the town, and the masked Majin, the girl with the mask on, she comes up to him, calls him to look at her. She takes off her mask, and we see Pansy. She's officially there. Um, and the episode ends. The episode ends right there. So now Goku and his new squad, they're together. They're going to be the ones who are traveling through the demon realm together, and at least just them until like Vegeta, Piccolo, and Kibito arrive. Um, but they're together now. We don't have to worry about, you know, introducing all like the new teammates and stuff. And I think now they get to continue on towards the king. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The episode overall was really good. I think it had the best action so far, and this episode it wasn't major, but it sets up a lot of stuff. It sets up a lot of stuff with those bugs, like those like candy demon realm bugs, like the Senzu ones, the join bugs. There's a lot of stuff coming, and I'm super excited. Daima is it's a very special thing for me. I think, I don't think this is the very last thing Toriyama has gave us. Um, but we'll see as that this time goes on there. But it is one of the last things he's given us, and it's extremely special. And I'm super excited. Every episode has been this little treat, a good treat. It's just I don't know how to describe it. It just takes you back. It takes you back to when you were younger, when you first see Dragon Ball, when you see the adventure, you see Goku meeting all these new people and making friends along the way, on their journey to collect the Dragon Balls, which is what they're doing now, as well as rescuing Dende. Um, and it's just really good. I've really been enjoying it. These weeks have been. It seems like these weeks are really long now. The weeks are always longer when Dragon Ball is 7 days away. Um, but yeah, no, overall, solid episode. I really liked it. Glorio is awesome. He's a great fighter. We saw some beautiful animation, good character moments for Goku and I think Supreme Kai. I'm happy Pansy's here now, and so we get to see more of her next week. See what she's about and what her motivations are and what she's just kind of what she's doing. She seems like a little freedom fighter though, so I think that's kind of the road they're going with her. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like that pretty much covers everything that had happened. So for those of you who are here, thank you so much. Love you, appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm really trying to grow and expand and provide better content, better quality each and every time. Thank you so much. You guys take care. We'll catch you next time.